What's up, YouTube? It's me, Courtney, ECPIRN graduate, class 0222. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, it's been almost a year since I graduated. That's insane. So today is January 2nd, 2023, and I have been thinking about updating you all for like ever now, and I just haven't. Like, it's just so much going on, just period. So here we are. So I was going to do like a regular update video like I normally do, but then I went like, it's been so long since I did a video. It's been, I think the last one was like 7 months ago. That's absolutely ridiculous. So I had to go back and look in the comments to see about questions. And I am like, I got a lot of questions. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to keep the video shorter. Um, so I'm just going to answer the questions that I have. And if I got a little more time on the back end, then I'll give you more of an update. If I don't, then I'll just have to update you another day. And more than likely it'll be soon because this has really been heavy on me for like a couple weeks now. So I'm going to start from May when I did my last video with questions. So I'm going to start then and work my way up. So Ronald Johnson, did I do the accelerated BSN? No, I did not. I did the ADN program, which is accelerated and 18 months or less. Kyrie Felton, so the bridge program, you were talking about going into the bridge program, and I just want to know, did you apply? How's it going? Are we there yet? How far in are we in this thing? But let me know, because I do get a lot of questions about the bridge program. So like, if you see this video, please, Kyrie, comment and let these people know about the bridge program, because I get questions about that often. So not really sure how to say this, but the K Singh 1990 commented back in June about wrapping up prereqs and applying to the Northern Virginia ECPI campus. Update on that. How is that going? For me, and this is just me personally, if I did the prereqs already, I probably would try to go to like a community college or something. But, you know, depending on like the timing that you have that you're working with and whatever situations you got going on, ECPI is really good about timing situations. And that was why I decided to go there. So just, you know, let me know. As far as the education, I feel like it was good. It was certainly accelerated, but definitely I thought the education was good. There was a lot of self-study and, you know, a lot of opportunity to learn things on your own. Because it's an accelerated program, you could get like just a dash of something and then you have to go back in and read about it, you know, so take that how you may. The support was decent. So, of course, some teachers are better than others. Some instructors are better than others. And they, you know who you can go to for support. They do have tutoring options and things that I did not utilize. So the support seems like it's there as far as that goes. So I would think that it's decent, but I didn't use it. But I also started studying for the NCLEX like after I completed like the foundation of nursing. Like we did 2 foundation classes, and after the first one, I started like kind of like dabbling into NCLEX like study guides and stuff just on the topic. So what I would do is like, if it was foundations of nursing, I would just look at questions pertaining to foundations of nursing just to kind of get the ball rolling. When I did peds, same thing. When I did mother baby, same thing. When I did, you know, acute care, same thing. I just focused on those questions that were on the topic that I was talking about. So I felt prepared, but again, there was a lot of self-study in that. Okay, next. Jocelyn Reyes. How did I feel after graduation? So this is going to be kind of weird. But after graduation, so of course I was like super nervous about having a new job and all this stuff. But it's like when you're in school, you kind of get very structured, very militant kind of like life going on. And it kind of made me nervous to not have that structure anymore. if that's a thing. Like, I was really, don't get me wrong, I was relieved. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. But I was still really nervous because now you have to deal with like life. Because before you could always say, "Oh no, I'm not going to deal with that. I got class, or I got to study, or I got this going on, that going on." As far as with school, and then now you actually have to deal with like adulting. So again, right? Um, did I like the program? Yes, I liked the program. I liked it. I mean, every program, everything, just like anything, has its ups and downs. It doesn't matter where you go, there are good things and there are bad things. So, did I like the program? Yes. I don't think anybody is like super excited about nursing school ever. So, I mean, like, you're excited when you get in there, but then, like, once you're in there, you're like, get me out of here, please. So that was that. Did I think it was hard? Absolutely. It was accelerated. So those 5-week courses that are supposed to be 16 weeks, you are learning new information daily, testing about it the next week. Or like we would have a test. So let's say class was Monday and Wednesday for this particular class. So Monday we would learn the information, Wednesday we would test on it. And then after the test, we would learn new information that the following Monday we would be tested on. And then we'll learn new information again, and the following Wednesday we'll be tested on. So it was kind of like that. Like, it was really hardcore, intense. Knox Harrington. Did I work while I was in school? Yes, I worked full time, but I was in home health. So it's a different ball game. It's not a brick and mortar. I'm going here from 8 to 4:30 and I'm in the same facility, and then I get out of this facility and then I go to class. No. My day started at, like, I would try to have the kid at daycare by like 8, no later than 8:30, and then 9 o'clock I was at my first patient's house. I was treat patients throughout the day. Around about 2 o'clock, I was done. So I had notes and things to do, but all that could be done at home. So yes, I worked full time, but working full time in home health is very different from working full time at somewhere where you have to go to a building and clock in and all that stuff. So yes. And then, did you need vaccinations? Yes. So it wasn't necessarily a school thing versus an actual, like, where you go and do your clinicals and your precepting. Those are the locations that typically require it. So they require it for the school. So yes, we had to get the COVID shot. Ryan Harrison asked if the school was nationally accredited. So I believe it's just regionally accredited. But honestly, if you go to school here in Virginia and then you get your license through the Virginia Board of Nursing, the compact states, it's majority of the states are in the compact. So because of that, like, it doesn't really matter where you went to school. It just really depends on where you're moving and if your license will follow you. So that's pretty much that. Quinarda Brown, I hope I didn't mess your name up. If I did, I'm sorry. So it looked like you were precepting, like you were in a Newport News location too, and you were precepting at the Careplex. Is it over yet? Keep me posted. Let me know. How did the Careplex preceptorship go? And what floor were you on? That would be all good information to know. So this next one, I know I'm going to mess it up because I scribbled Anali. I'm sorry. I just got off work, guys. So like, it's 9:30 in the morning. I got off at like 7:30, but I'm like super tired. I just spent the last hour combing through like the comments to make sure I got everybody. And if I didn't get you, I'm sorry. I tried. Just know I tried. So you asked about financial aid and costs. So they will certainly help you when it comes to financial aid. I use military, I use my GI Bill, and I also use student loans. The cost was in the 40s for sure. I can't tell you an exact number because I don't have that, but I know, I want to say the last thing I saw was like maybe $43,000 or $44,000 for the program. And then you can also, depending on where you work, your job might help you. And honestly, like, the school will help you find money to pay. Tiana Chambers asked about how I got into Sentara ICU. So I don't know if I like talked about this. I'm pretty sure I probably did, like, in my video when it actually happened. But I precepted on the ICU that I actually work on. And so I it was like my second day precepting, and a patient coded, and my preceptor just threw me right in. Like, I mean, straight code blue. She was like, you need to get in there, do some compressions, go, go, go. And I was like, oh crap, this is crazy. So I got in there, and I was like the compression team. It was me and an NCP, and we were like cycling through during the compressions, and I was just like, okay, cool, yeah. And I was like super nervous, but like once you're in it, you're you're in it, you're going, going, going. And like literally like the next time, like when I looked up, there was, because it was like day shift. So like I work night shift, so we're not used to people. But like it was day shift. So everybody was in the room and they were all watching, and they were like, your compressions look good. Like they tell you, like during the codes, we have to grade each other on the compressions, because if they're trash, then you need to get off the patient and let somebody else get on. And so I got a lot of compliments about that. And I was like super excited, even though I was like super nervous. Anyway, the manager came to me afterwards and said, if you're interested in a position, we should have a conversation before you leave, or something along those lines. So I was like, okay, cool. And there you have it. Some other classmates of mine actually work on the ICU with me, and they didn't have that experience. So there's that too. Maybe I'm really not like that special. Okay. Maya Smith. She's 19 years old, thinking of ECPI, but your dad says it's not as thorough. So it's an accelerated program. There's going to be a lot of self-study, because what a typical program is 16 weeks. We're squeezing it all down into 5 weeks. So you're going to get blasted with information for 5 hours straight, and then you're going to get tested on it. So you have to, you can do some self-study. I'm not a big studier, but I listen during class. So if you're the type that you can't sit and listen for like 4 or 5 hours straight, like most people can't. I really can't either, but we took breaks every hour and things like that. So I would really try to focus in class, because I knew I wasn't going to have a whole lot of time to study outside of that. So yes and no. There are some things where they will tell you, like, you need to look into this more. This will help you better with your practice. They do focus on certain things a little bit heavier and tell you what to focus on in your studying or time outside of work. Betsy asked about, does ECPI assign your preceptor and location? So yes, they will assign you your preceptor and your location, unless you have someone that is willing to fill out all the paperwork and do all the things so that they can be your instructor that you know. So my instructor is Takara, and she was actually one of the clinical instructors or my preceptor, I'm sorry. She was actually a clinical instructor on the ICU, and that I asked her, like, one day we had clinicals, and I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, I'm tired. We had clinicals, and she was one of the clinical instructors. It was on a regular floor. And I felt like I really learned a lot from her. So I asked her where she worked, and she told me she works on the ICU at Careplex. And I asked her if I could, precept with her when the time came. And she said, sure, I'll just ask my manager. And then they had to fill out paperwork. Push come to shove, here I am, ICU, precepting, and I loved it. Valencia Barack. Okay, so yeah, you commented under the Janine video. I'm glad we could help you out with that. So the LPN Bridge program, it had just started while I was in school. So I know that they had less classes that they had to take, and it was less time. Maybe they don't have to take like the foundations of nursing classes, but they're in a separate cohort. So like sometimes we're in a class with them and sometimes we weren't, if that makes any sense. So like classes that we all had to take the 18 months, they might just have to take a year. So some stuff they're in, some stuff they're not in. That's all I know about it. Clark Bates, you start in August, start the RN program at ECPI in August. Congrats. It's right around the corner now. We've turned the corner to a whole new year. So coming up, better get ready, get yourself together, and buckle on in, because it is going to be a wild ride. I'm going to pause the video here because we're at 14 minutes and this is insane. I still have quite a few questions to get through, so I'll just post them in a separate video. All right.